Good morning, Kaden. You are first. But you weren't the first to give me a thumbs up, so I beat you to that. We both win. You know who the real winner is? This guy right here. He's the real winner because he doesn't have to go to work today. I'm Jack. No work for you. Did you just burp? Excuse you. My goodness. My goodness.
Shanti, Shanti, peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting heaven into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
Jackie is pitiful. Pitiful. My gosh. Where's my remote? There it is. As much as I like that song. Where you going? Hi. Good morning, Carl. How are you, friend? How was Ireland today? Oh my goodness. Morning, William. Good morning. How does the day find you, William? Yvette, good morning. Yep, that's Jack. William says the day finds me awake, LOL. How am I doing? I'm a little tired. Not gonna lie. I took a Benadryl. I took 2 Benadryl at midnight. I'm still feeling it. Okay, I think about what I was doing. Excuse me, pardon me. You right, Jack? Okay. Excuse me, pardon me. Oh, thank you. Thank you, friend. Do I think I'll be over it before work? Yeah. Yep. Just a rough waking. I think I stayed up till 1, so I got an extra hour of sleep. And it's Friday, so we're going to make it through. Good morning, Magnetic North Adventures. How are you, Lee?
Om Shanti, Shanti. Judah Mama set us free.
I am well, Lee. Thanks. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. I also saw you have your video from yesterday already scheduled. You're a man on a mission. All right, I got all this little things, credits and stuff I needed to do done. Yay. You didn't film yesterday, so it was something else that showed up. It was just a tour. Oh, it was Saturday's walk. I just saw you were scheduling stuff for the future. Right, Jackie? You just came up on our home screen as a friendly reminder that Lee is out there. It's a very nice thought. You'll film again tomorrow when you go. You're going bowling? What? Cool. I haven't been bowling in forever. Something I'll go for, but it's not anything I crave doing. I almost rather go to the skating rink than the bowling alley. Jack, you look very funny. You look very funny. Please, sis. It's just something, a break day, to break the day and wake up. Yes. I bet you're not going bowling by yourself either. Are you okay, Jack? You're going with the friend you magnificed with 3 years ago. Well, I slept. I fell asleep like towards the end of Yogi's live stream. And from that time till midnight, I slept. So I got some sleep. If it was only an hour, buddy, I don't think I'd be up. William says that is good, M&A. Having friends to do things with is in real life is a blessing. Lee said, I was so tired I missed it. Good. You got to get your rest, Lee. You're always going, going, going. Carl says he did not sleep. I'm sorry, Carl. Boy, not having sleep can really affect your day. Liam says I usually get only an hour no matter what. No matter what I try. I could take a bottle of sleeping pills and still wake up in an hour. Wow. I was taking like a Benadryl every day because my allergies were so bad, and I might end up having to do that. I build up a tolerance, and there's a point like within an hour that you get real sleepy. If I can just get past that one little spot, I'm usually good on Benadryl. It reminds me of something else that makes you not feel good for a few moments, and you just got to get past that. I think it's unfortunately not something I can talk about. Can anybody tell me what I did with my remote? Because this song is no go. No go. Okay. Carl says when I get upset, I don't sleep. Oof. Well, I hope you get all the upset out and you're able to sleep really, really well tonight, Carl. Or you could even take a nap. Oh yeah, I'll be fine, Lee. It's Friday. I've got a busy day. It's gonna fly by. We're just gonna talk about how great it's gonna be. It's just gonna fly by. It's not even gonna feel like work. I am hanging out with one of my favorite people. He's a young guy, a redhead. And he's funny. I'm going to Lebanon, Virginia, which has an insane amount of redheads in the Walmarts that I go to. Well, there's only one Walmart there, but that particular Walmart, they're everywhere. Children, especially. Redheaded children. I love it. I'm going to change my channel description to bringing back redheads one hair at a time. It's my mission in life. Carl says Sonia or Tina didn't sleep either. Oh my gosh. Lee says Saturday I didn't get to film the other part of the tour. That's going to be the end of July. Thanks, Lee. Hope work goes fast. New mission, Redhead Appreciation Society. Poor Jack will not get a break. He will forever have to hold his peace. Catch that piece. He did. He moved his leg. He said, get those peas away from me. You found a cobalt blue ink bottle yesterday. How nice. My Nana used to have the old, well, my mom ended up with them, the old blue perfume bottles. And I think there was like some vials too. I don't know if those were perfume also, but those are some of my favorite. That pretty, just that beautiful blue. That's really cool, Lee. Vladimir, good morning. Good to see you. You were supposed to tell me something the other day. I tried to remember what it was yesterday, but I was leaving. Do you remember what it was? Don't take offense. I forget everything. Fanta, yes. You have a story about Fanta. All right, I don't think there's much more I can do here. You could clean up a little bit. Think about putting shoes on. Or we could go rest. We could just go sit down for a few minutes and rest. It would get us in trouble. Vladimir, the first part didn't come out. I'm hoping that's a YouTube glitch. It does happen. So I'll wait for you to retype the first part before I read the second part. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me, pardon me. Lisa, I've seen many YouTube glitches. Maybe they're updating a system. I did an update about a week ago. But yeah, things get screwy either right before an update or right after an update. It seems like. Put that little disclaimer in there. It seems like. Okay, Vladimir says, before Fanta was a thing, Coca-Cola had a German wing. And when that guy in World War II did what he did, Germany was sanctioned and consequently Coke stopped shipping its powder to Germany. Yeah, they probably did. Or something. There is an automatic, I also have some keywords that are just generic. So, and when that happened, they had to make do with what they had. Lee Sung Soon TV, hello, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever the day finds you. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. 8 Tamsack, which I'm guessing is thumbs up or likes. And I thank you again. Hey, leave it alone. That's where his boo-boo was. Leave it, Jack. Mom, see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, you leave it alone. You leave it alone. It was getting so much better. Jackie. I think Lisa will soon put that link up because he'd like us to watch a video. Or they'd like us to watch a video. I'm sorry. Thanks for that, Lee Sung Soon TV. Okay, so basically Fanta was a product of World War II. Thanks for that. I did not know. Did your butt smell? Lee says 321 here later, so I'm heading to the city early. Get boots. You'll need, so I'll be home before the extreme heat and try to prevent being burnt. Oh, gotcha. You're gonna go to the city and get boots. You're gonna try to do it early. Danny, good morning. You're confusing me because you changed your profile photo. So now I can't say, Danny, hi, like I know who you are because I'm a little confused at the moment. What is this world coming to? Good morning, Danny. Lee says the advert was Zeppelin dropping cans off Fanta onto all who worked. Oh, nice. Neat. Lee says no boots, Cat, you misread. Oh, that is a picture of you? 321 here later. So I'm heading to the city early. Get bots. Well, now it says bots need. So I'll be home. Get bits I need. Ha 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 ha. See, I was trying. No, the capybara was only an alias. Oh my gosh. This world of illusions we live in is really tricking me lately. I even cried about it the other day. Jack's scratching at the door, so I have to go open it for him. Turn this unsanctioned music off. What did we just listen to? It's all gonna be okay. I'm coming, Jack. All right. Yes. Let me get you around it. Jack has cornered a frog or a baby rabbit. I don't know what, but he's been obsessed with it all morning. Oh no, Carl's changing his picture. Timmy says, I'm sorry to disillusion you, Cat, but I'm not really a capybara. I'm actually a human. Good morning, Best Leo. Good to see you. Carl is changing his picture. What are you going to change it to, Carl? Ferdinand the Bull. I'm a Danimal. Danny, you're a UFC fighter? All right. Danny says, I am not, but I fought against UFC fighters. Wow. Why would one get into what is the why do people like to watch fighting? Professional, boxing, all that sort of thing. Guess it'd be a good way to release some stress or punch something. My kids say I did something to a toaster once. Had a temper tantrum and did something to a toaster, and then later said, what happened to the toaster? They had a blackout. Hi, Lucy. Good morning. Oh, Lee says, I am going clothing shopping. I need new everything. When you dig stuff up, things get torn or damaged. Oh, I bet. Lee says it's the warlike nature in humans, why we watch fights and prefer peace. Miss Lil says, I'm doing good, Lee. I just got back to the UK. And you haven't got tired of work yet. Well, good for you. I hope you never do. Danny says, I don't know. Maybe because people are innately drawn to watching fights. Maybe part of our survival strategy for the species. Lee says, I hope you can rest soon also, Baslil. You do an amazing job. You do. It always concerns me when Jack's gone too long. You know what Jack could be after outside? He's trying to get something that's under the window where the bird feeder is. I bet you something's a mouse. Stop. Rude. You're being so rude. Or a chipmunk maybe eating the seed. He's on a mission. He's all worked up now. Oh gosh. Boy, you can't do that with that bowl. You can't do that with that bowl. Goodness. Are you done? Are you done? Did you get it out of your system? Okay. You're silly. Carl says, I don't think I belong here. No, and Lee says, Carl, you belong. You're part of our community. And Carl, you belong here because I love you. I love you so much, Carl. And I'm glad to see you every day. It's one of the highlights of my day. Oh gosh.
Oh, Shanti.
Danny says fighting is very technical. People think it's violent, but it really involves a lot of strategy, kind of like football. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sending those unicorn vibes to Carl. Hey, no. Goldie, good morning. He was thinking that bowl was like his metal bowl. How are you, Goldie? Did I already ask that? And Danny says he's sending Carl capybara vibes. Are you done? How you doing? Better be easy. Where's your monkey? Where's your monkey? You gonna get your monkey? Are you gonna get him? Huh? What do you think? Okay, he says yes. Well, he's been ignoring the monkey lately. Been paying more attention to Sonic. Goldie says, "Thank you, Cat and Jack, but I don't need a jacket. My closet is full." She says, "Ask Eric." Basilio says, "Guys, my phone is about to die. I will join you guys back when I get home." Thanks for stopping by, Basilio. Be safe. And look forward to the next time we see you, whenever that is. Goldie says it's a good day at work. You're opening the store in 9 minutes. Okay, I'm going to take that as a hint that my day is going to be a good day too. Thanks, Goldie. I'm going to have a good day with you. Dang it. No matter what, we're going to make it a good day. Danny says, "I love you, Cat. You are so good with Jack." Oh, I can't help it. He's such a good boy. He really is. He's a little stubborn. Like, I have to tell him stuff twice because he has feelings about what I'm telling him, but I've learned a little bit of patience is really good with Jack. Just give him a second. He'll make up his mind to do the right thing. Where's your monkey? Monkey, monkey, monkey. Yeah, your monkey.
Oh, Shanti, Shanti, sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifted into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace.
Oh no, Carl says I won't have a good day. Goldie says, "Cat, can you explain the monkey? I'm all the way in Romania and you guys sent a giant metal one to my city." I have no idea. What? What? We sent a metal monkey to your city. I don't know. Maybe we're making fun of ourselves. Never heard of such a thing, Goldie. Carl says, "I won't have a good day." Did I already read that out loud? Well, why is that, Carl? Lee says, "I didn't get. I found if. I don't want to misread. I don't want to be buying Lee boots when he doesn't need them." He says, "I found if I got a wrench in too many chats, people don't always chat as they think it's the only mod. Only video also that if people want to connect, they will find you through search." But have you ever, I've tried to find people through search. If they're not a big channel, it's kind of difficult. Danny says, "You speak to him like a human. Do you think he understands?" Absolutely. He definitely understands it with me. Jack's not dumb. People think setters are dumb, but Jack's not dumb. He's just silly. Yep, and Danny's asking you, Carl, are you feeling down? Is that why you're going to have a bad day? And Goldie says, yes, all the sister cities sent an iconic exhibit. We even have a red telephone box and a wooden shoe from the Netherlands. How cool. Wow, Lucy says I'm a mod in like 1,000 channels. You know, hardest working woman on YouTube is Lucy right there. Lee says it depends on the channel name. It should be easy to find. Any regular content creator if you know the profile pic. I'm saying I'm saying I've had a reason to look for somebody who's not big. And it was really difficult. But I understand what you're saying. If you don't understand chat rooms and you don't understand support channels or channels that support other channels, you could walk into a room full of blue jackets and be like, whoa, people have said that. Oh, mod heavy, aren't we? And I don't want to be mod heavy. I want to be inclusive. It's a jacket of friendship. Hang out enough and you'll get one too. And I'll never take your jacket away unless you ask me to or you do something to get it taken away. Oh, that just ruined my whole point. Goldie says, yes, Lucy, I know it's hard to be there for everyone. And Lee says, I think mods are to keep a channel safe and without issue. This one runs somewhat smooth, it does. Danny says, I was in Toy Pups live today and we had a lot of fun. Oh, great. Carl says, very few are there for me. Well, Carl, I'm there for you, friend. Lucy says, you know it. Mine is easy to find. I have a unique name and a big channel. You do. Danny says, I'm sorry to hear that, Carl. Can I be your friend? Lucy says, I have like 6,000 mods on mine. Wow. Goldie says, Cat, I'll be back with Vamps. Again, no jacket needed. All right, you don't want to take my jacket of friendship. That's fine. Lee says, oh gosh, what am I doing? Nope. No, you're not. No, you're not. Lee says, the last few weeks, there were a number of names missing that used to come in. Danny says Jack looks like he knows something. He knows lots. He knows he's pretty. Oh, Bubba. He's a pretty boy. Lucy says, I was there. I love our toy pups talking about interesting stuff. Just life, lol. Goldie says, it's out of selfishness. I love to stand out in a sea of blue. Danny says, a party boy. Carl says, I'm getting rid of moderators. Yeah, a lot of people do. I know you have your core group that you are very tight with, Carl. And I know they're important to you. Hi, Bubba. You know Mom's going to work. That's what you know. Oops, can't do that. There we go. That'll work. Lisa, silver surfer in a blue sea stands out. That's true. Danny says, I think you are a great mom, Cat. Do you have a good relationship with your girls? For the most part. Couple years, I have a real hands-off approach. And sometimes that can feel like disconnection. So I struggle with that part, but it's all done out of love. They're in Florida. Both of them. Ooh. Sophia, good morning. They're your age, Lucy. Carl says there's too much hatred towards me by certain people on YouTube. I'm sorry. That sucks. Danny says, hi, Sophia. That's a nice name. It is a nice name. Lucy said, I had an aha moment. I realized that I do not have time for a boyfriend. Every time I do have a BF, it takes away time from my networking. And I really can't spare minutes. So I really can't spare minutes. No, I'm serving so many people. Now I'm serving so many people. Only MFS I will give my heart to. If he asks, all other guys I'm rejecting because I don't have time. Lucy says it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. YouTube is my baby. I think that's a very smart idea. Just forget about it. And then see what comes along. Danny says, that's sad, Lucy. And Carl says, he's sad. Carl, why are you sad, friend? Lucy loves YouTube. She loves what she does. I think it'd be great for her to just relax and focus on her love for now. That's exactly how manifestation works. Just right here, right now, doing what you love brings many more things that you will love. William says, understandable, Lucy. I have done the grind. The grind. I have done the grind once, and I am content not doing it again. Content being alone, content having nothing. Danny says, I am so sorry, Carl. Is there anything I can do to help you? Danny says, Lucy might ask how old you are. Her birthday's on July 2nd. Oh, gosh. Sorry about that. So I don't know the date. Is that Wednesday? Is today the 30th? Is Lucy's birthday on Wednesday? Lucy says, I need to focus on this. I can't have distractions. She says she's 32 and she will be 33 on July 2nd. William says, Danny, are you trying to date her? Yes. That's exactly what I thought. That's all right. It is what it is. It is what it is. I was a very young mother. It's 2 days before your sister's. So your sister's birthday is tomorrow? No, today? What is the date, y'all? It is the 30th. So your sister's birthday is today. Is that what you're saying, William? Are you trying to throw riddles at me? He says, minimalism is good in many ways. I have little, but think of the bonuses, but I think of the bonuses that it brings. I would like to get there. But is there a 31st of June? I'm very confused. My calendar doesn't have a 31st. Danny says, I am actually trying to date Jack, but he doesn't like me. I am your big sister. It could be your mother, but I'd rather be your big sister. William says, yep, Lucy, but depends if they support you or not. But more than likely, it's going to be towards them and not towards your goal, Lucy. Oh, July. William says, no, Dad's is 7/26. Sister's is 7/28. I don't know why I thought you said her sister's birthday, your sister's birthday was 2 days before Lucy's. Jack. Right. That's enough. Jeez. Carl says, no one likes me. We know that's not true, Carl. I've been in your live streams. I know you have lots of friends who like you. I go into your comments when I comment on your videos. I see you have friends who like you very much. Just wanted to remind you, Carl. William says, I pray no one likes me. It draws too much from me having attention I want. Too selfishly indulge in the silence with myself. Danny says, not necessarily true, William. With the right person, you actually become better at achieving your goals. Thank you, Danny. Lucy says, MFS is such a sweetheart and the only guy I would say yes to even now because he's worth it. I just feel this strong feeling. MFS is he who shall not be named. What do you have? What are you questioning, Vamps, Goldie? Oh, um, Carl says, I'm thinking about my future on YouTube. I think a lot of us are. I don't think you're alone there, Carl, but I'm glad you're here on YouTube. Lee says, I have to go now. We have arrived at the shopping zone. All right, bye, Lee. Have a fun and constructive shopping day. I hope you find everything you're looking for. Danny says, who's Marlon? No, it's not Marlon. Marlon is Dundee in the gym, or MK fishing, or locked up drag something fishing. He's many people. Goldie says, like Voldemort, he who shall not be named. Yes. Oh, he must really have to go because he ran. He ran to the door. Buddy, you better not be chasing.
Om Shanti Shanti Peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting out into perfect peace, into divinity.
I'm back. William says, I loved Harry Potter.
Into divinity.
Goldie says, I love Harry Potter too. I have all the movies ready. All the movies ready for it on DVD. William says, same, Vamps, and I have the entire original book series. Danny is nosy. Yeah, he missed it. I miss a lot. Good morning, beautiful squirrel sniper. How are you? Squirrel says, Grand Risings, beautiful souls. Always such a nice greeting. Goldie says, as for books, I only have the Philosopher's Stone, but I'll get there at some point. He just missed it, Lucy. She is 32, turning 33. Goldie says, hi there, Squirrel Sniper. My birthday brother. Your birthday twins. Nice. William says, I would miss my face if it wasn't attached to me, LOL. Shoes. Let's do shoes while we're waiting. Oh gosh, I'm doing it again. Oh gosh. There we go.
Oh, Shanti, Shanti,
School Sniper says, only one day of birth. The rest a beautiful milestone for each celebration. Many happy returns, Goldie. Danny says, William, you sound like an interesting person. William says, I don't celebrate my birthday, and I don't celebrate my birthday, and Eric, I think, is the only one that knows it. Goldie and Squirrel can probably find it from my Facebook page, but I generally avoid it. Carl says goodbye. Bye, Carl. Have a fabulous day, my friend. Sending you love from Tennessee. I'll be thinking about you, hoping you have a good day. Just possibly, maybe, you'll have a great day. Oh my gosh. Stop that. William says, I have a lot of opinions, and realizing it isn't worth biting my tongue a lot, as I genuinely don't aim at offending people. Danny says, can I ask what happened to you, William, to have the attitude that you have developed? Danny says, goodbye, Carl. And William says, take care, Carl. May you and the rest get some rest, get some nice and much needed rest. Goldie says, probably after I turn 60, I might be just like you, William. But until then, it's me and my daughter making something special together. Lucy sends her unicorn vibes. Thank you, Lucy. And Bam says, Goldie says, bye, Carl. Have a wonderful day. And she says, happy many returns to you too, Squirrel Sniper. Oh. All right, I get my coffee and check on my boy, see what he's up to. Hello. Good to see you back. I missed you while you were gone. I did. William is telling his story, and Goldie says, William, as I'm reading this, I'm reminded of the phoenix bird. And Danny says, I'm very sorry to hear that, William, but please don't give up hope. You are worthy of love, and I pray that one day you will find the person that will love you. And Goldie says, out of the ashes comes new life. Lucy says, men are so confusing. At first I thought MFS was and then wasn't. Then I'm thinking that again, and it makes sense. Other girls have seen and pointed out his body language as soon as I enter his chat. He lights up for me like no one else. Aw. Estelle says, I finally got home. Good. I'm glad you're home. Danny says, I too have been single for the majority of my life, and I think I expect too much from people. Estelle says, anything I missed? Huh. Nothing earth-shattering. What, baby? I didn't say anything. You came over like, did you say something? What, you want to get on the bed? You can get on the bed. Go ahead. Yeah? Get your monkey? Do you want to get your monkey, Jack? Go ahead. Vladimir wants to know about anybody else's occupations. Anybody do anything that's they want to talk about? Vladimir, I wish I found it as interesting as you do. Well, Danny, if you get into A Course in Miracles, you'll find out love is all there is. Everything else is just part of the illusion. Yes, this is Vladimir. I never asked Kat about that. Never realized. I just work for Pepsi. Nothing glamorous. I don't drive a truck, which everybody always thinks, oh, you drive a truck? No. Nope. When a truck drops off the pallets of soda, I'm the one who puts the soda from the pallet to the shelf. I am a shelf stalker. Goldie says, learn from my past and do better in the future. Vladimir says, yes, Cat works for Pepsi. Danny says, I don't know that my job is interesting, but it sure is quite intense. I think it's interesting, absolutely. Vladimir, Danny is a doctor, and Basilio is a pilot. We have some really interesting jobs in this room. Yes, I am a merchandiser. Thank you. William says also, I do not remember your response to my question yesterday, Kat. Do you get details about LTOs? I don't know what LTOs are. Yes, Neil says, oh, you answered my question as I was writing it, Kat. Danny also says, what is an LTO? William says, my stepdad is a pilot who finally got the job he loves after being a career elevator engineer. Wow. Limited time only. Do I get details about limited time sodas? Like the specials, the special Mountain Dews they come out with? I don't get any advance notice. I know nothing. I prefer to know nothing. I just show up and stick it out there where they tell me to. The reason I like Pepsi is because I get left alone. I travel from store to store, so that's a little bit of freedom. I get frustrated, I can just walk out of a store. I'm not stuck there all day. At least I try to get routes where I'm not stuck in one place for long. Yes, I stick it up where they tell me to, absolutely. Talking about the other day, I think I was just putting the 24 packs up, but it was very high and it was repetitive. I was like, feel the burn. Oh yeah. My shoulders were so sore.
Oh, Shanti, Shanti.
Vesna says, so Cat is a merchandiser. Do you supply Pepsi with material, or do you sell for them? I used to be a salesman, but that was almost 60 hours a week of work. It was too much for me. But I did that for 4 years. So now I follow the truck, and when it drops off the merchandise, it's all palletized, so it has to be broke down and stuck where they tell me to stick it. I stuck it where they told me to stuck it. I don't know how many times. That's. Do you drive a truck? Oh, that truck's really big. I don't drive a truck. Thank goodness. You're welcome, public at large, that I don't drive a truck. I don't supervise anything. I supervise myself. It is a lot of work, Baslil. A lot. Heavy lifting. Lucy says it sounds so wrong how you're saying it. Yeah, I know. Scroll says one of the greatest TV commercials was a Pepsi advert. Was it one of the Michael Jackson ones? Vladimir says Baslil pilot, huh? What airline? Danny says that's why Cat is so ripped. That's funny. It is why I can bend down and stretch and do all sorts of crazy stuff that a lot of people my age might not be doing. So I'm thankful for that. Goldie says, here comes a mundane. I make pizza. I love you, Goldie. I love you, I love you, I love you, Goldie. Can I come and have you make me a pizza? I do love pizza. I just don't eat it that much. Dana says, Cat, you are not old. No, I'm not. But I'm just saying, comparatively, especially in these parts, people eat out for a living. William says, Goldie already knows I am jealous of her job. Baslil says, Vladimir, I used to work with Virgin Australia. But then I got a raise and transferred to Virgin Atlantic about a month and a half ago. And what do you do, Vladimir? Good question. Question the questioner. 4:35. Okay, coffee time. Be back. Shall return.
Shanti, Shanti, peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free, and grace will now shifting back into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
Hey, Bubba.
Oh, Shanti, Shanti,
I agree. Age is just a number. We have a chronological and biological age. Vladimir says, Lucille, wow, congrats on the race. Yes. Goldie says, William, come over. There's job openings. Thanks, Danny. I feel like I'm probably about 35. Yes. What? Vladimir says, I'm a technician for Ethiopian Airlines, Basleo, so we are in the same industry. How neat. I love that. Also, another very, very important job. Thank you, Vladimir. William says, I wish, Goldie, I couldn't afford it, and probably by the time I get everything sorted and saved to go to one of the chains here could hire me as a pizza driving driver, LOL. I just don't have AC in my car. And it is Florida humid. Basil says, oh, Vladimir, oh, I respect that, brother. Thanks for keeping us all safe. Yes. William says, that is great, Vladimir. That is tough work. Goldie says, well, there's some things that might shock you. Danny says, I feel like I'm still a toddler. How old are you, Danny? Lucy sending her unicorn vibes times 2. Thank you, Lucy. William says, also given some of my political views, they may have me killed if I leave America. Lee says, hello, everyone. Lee's back. Magnetic North Adventures is back. I think he said Ethiopian Airlines. Is that the name? Goldie says a paycheck you can count on, no mandatory type tipping, and health insurance is paid by the business. Wow, that's great. Denny says I'm in my 40s. Nice. 40s is great age. Yes, I do remember that. Sniper says, Kat, do you remember the advertisement of the little boy who buys 2 cans of Coke so he can put them on the ground and step on them to reach the Pepsi button on the machine? Classic. I do remember that. Goldie says, same here, Danny. I'm 45. And Lucy's laughing at times too. Wow, Lee, you're fast. Lee says, I got what I needed, so it's all is good. Wow. Lee says hi to Sniper, and Sniper says Grand Risings, Lee. Okay, Vladimir says I work with GENX and GE90 Basleel. What is your type rating, Basleel? Wow, a lot of questions and answers today. You're usually the one asking the questions. And telling really cool Fanta stories. Goldie says, and if we have an emergency, the ambulance is already paid for. No bankrupting hospital bill after that. Wow. Is that just where you work, Goldie, or is that pretty standard in Romania? William says stepdad pilot Lears. Danny says the only thing I pilot is a respiratory. Goldie says it's all of Romania is like that. William says Romania is beautiful. A respirator. Respiratory. Okay. Only thing you pilot is a respirator. Again, thank you for the job that you do, Danny. Goldie says, yes, it is, William Hart. I love living here. Are you from there, Goldie, or were you a transplant? Vladimir took it back before I could read it. Four. Basleel says, Vladimir, I saw you worked on the 777/787. And he says, oh, you took it back. Lee from Magnetic North says, Jack's hidden. Yes. He's hiding his head's out now. I had to, there's a bed under the bed, so he can't get under there. Or else he would be. Goldie says, I'm a born and bred Transylvanian vampire. Good one. Danny says, thank you for the job you do, Kat. I love being a good Mountain Dew. Well, you're welcome. And Tennessee is the birthplace of Mountain Dew, don't you know? Way back ago. Goldie says, with all the culture mixture existing here. And Vladimir says, Basleel, I realized I already mentioned the engine up there. That's why I took it back. I missed that, but Danny says, I did not know that. Oh, yes. He mentioned it in a short I did from work one day. Lee's got some high hopes. 15 likes. Can we get to 20 in the next 14 minutes? Thanks for that, Lee. Danny says, but aren't you originally from New York? Vamp says, Cat, really? Red Mountain Dew? Not sure about the red Mountain Dew, just Mountain Dew. Was born here in Tennessee. Um, Danny, if you were asking me, I was born in New York. I don't know if anybody else was from New York. Goldie says A and me. Good morning, Yogi. Yogi says, LOL, you did it, Cat, and so early in the day. Good morning. Eslil says to Vladimir, oh, I see. I fly on 787 now. Wow, we got quite a lot in common. Do you plan on working in Europe, or is it good enough there, Vladimir? Sniper says, which one, Vamps? Okay, Vamp says we only have the original Cat. Yeah, maybe the flavors is just a more local thing. I didn't grow up in New York. I went Connecticut. I lived in Connecticut till I was 9. I probably lived in New York for a couple years, but when I was really young. Never in the city. There's country in New York too. My grandparents lived across from a dairy farm out in the middle of nowhere. It was really beautiful. Goldie says, depending on the translation, Squirrel Sniper. Vladimir says, Baslil, yes, Ethiopian is a good place to work at least for the moment. Everybody's saying good morning. Goldie says, my favorite pop is Dr. Pepper. We sell a heck of a lot of that here. Almost more than Pepsi, the Pepsi itself. Mountain Dew definitely is number 1, but I think Dr. Pepper is like the number 2 thing we carry. But Coke carries it too. It's kind of a territory thing, I think. William remembers, Squirrel says, William remembers the shift from A to the ... Squirrel Sniper says, to me, it's never been the. Danny says, you don't really have a Connecticut accent, Cat. I went to Florida when I was, I want to think around 9. You know, you guys, I have never known it as the, William says. I'm so lost. Goldie says, I'm used to the fact that they mistranslate almost every movie title. In Romania? Is that what the R is? Okay, good. Vladimir says, it's a pleasure to meet you, Baslil. And good. Was good to be here, Kat. We'll talk to you next time. Ciao. Goodbye, Vladimir. I enjoyed you being here. I enjoyed the story about Fanta. Thank you so much. Vamps. I missed what the first one was. But cherry cola is second where Goldie's at. And Bessie says, Vladimir, all right, mate. Welcome to Cat and Jack, and it was great to meet you too. William says, that is wild, squirrel, and I swear it feels like my physical Bible has had verses altered within a day of reading it. Danny says, gee, Cat, you've been all over the place. How did you end up in Tennessee? My oldest daughter was going to college in Virginia, and there was no job or opportunities in that college town, so we just landed a few hours from her college. Goldie says, yes, William, it does. It's all in the eyes of the reader. And William says, Dr. Pepper is my favorite go-to. My stepsister is a brand ambassador for Dr. Pepper, and I get to try one of them. The birthday one was gross, LOL. Danny said, oh, I see. What did she study? I think she was wanting to be sports medicine, something like that, along those lines. This is the girl who plays softball. But basically, college was just a life experience for her because she didn't use anything and she didn't finish. She went 3 years. Bessel says, by the way, Kat, was Vladimir talking about the dark startup of Fanta? Yes. The World War II story? Danny says, oh, cool. She went to med school too? No. Mm-mm. No, because she wasn't going to be a doctor. It was like sports medicine, physical therapy, or oh gosh, I can't even remember. It's been so long ago. But she quit. She quit in about her third year. Danny says, and now plays softball. She, yes, but not for an occupation. That's just her love is softball. She practices 3 nights a week and still plays on Saturdays, and they do tournaments all year. Into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity. Bessel says, so it's true. Wow. I'm not quite sure. I mean, maybe there's some darker that he didn't mention. William says, it's wild. You learn that companies like Bayer also made weapons of war before selling medication. Yep. And Goldie is saying a word that I know I'm not going to say, kinetotherapy. Maybe something like that. But it wasn't like years and years of college, additional medical school type college or school. Lee says, I'm going to wish everyone a good day on the bus home. So I can't hear chat with the engine noise. See you all soon. Yes, we'll see you at Yogi's because it is 4 minutes till. Danny, she does not work for Pepsi. She works for a company called Cookies in Florida. It's also in California. You have to look it up. Eslo says, William, what? Even Bear? Yeah. Eslo says, Cat, I meant not really dark. It's just that it's tied with the artist. William says yes, and people who work for food companies like Post and General Mills scientifically made the most additive chemicals for food. Also were founders or proponents of cigarettes. Danny says cookies not yummy. No, you need to look up the company cookies. Or it could be yummy, I guess. Not those kind of cookies though. Goldie says, William, back during the war, World War, people had to use what they had, so the infrastructure that was set up for medicine had all that was needed to make gunpowder and explosives. Thank you, Lucy. When we start talking about some not great history stuff or just not great stuff, Lucy comes in with her unicorn vibes right on time. Lisa's thanks everyone. See you soon. Blessings to all. Yes. Yes, Danny. Edibles and smoke. Yes, this is all these new infos are interesting. You could go down a rabbit hole and it can get very depressing and give you a very dark look on the world. And that's how I feel about it all. And for the most part, I choose not to spend my energy on things that I don't want to create more of. William says, oh wow, wish I could get the kind of job she does at Cookies. I can't get into the industry no matter how many times I try. Look at that, 5 o'clock on the dot. Hey guys, have I told you today how much I love you? I love you, I love you, I love you. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you for being here with me. Hopefully we'll see you guys again.